3 days of 40+ weather. It's bright and early. Got a long list of jobs to do before it gets hot. Basically, my job for the next 3 days is going to be keeping an eye on all the animals here. The chickens, the horses, the dogs, the cats, giving the gardens an extra watering, filling up some of the bird baths that are around just to give the birds a bit of reprieve, checking the dogs got plenty of water outside, the chickens have got plenty of water, check the stock troughs for the horses, fill up the dam, the elevated tanks just to be on the safe side in case you know, something goes wrong. Charge up all our battery packs, as the place is pretty prone to power outages too. When we first moved in, you'd get a bit of rain and the power would go out. You get a bit of heat and the power would go out. You'd look at the toaster the wrong way and the power would go out. So I've got all the battery packs there charged up. And the other thing is I'm going to find, we've got some water jerry cans here that I'll fill up, but I'll try and also just bottle some extra water. So if the power does go out for consecutive days, say if there's a fire somewhere, then we can at least have a shower. Make sure the bees have plenty of water. We'll put a little water dish out with the bees. Got some little treats for the chickens too, like we'll put some peas in some frozen water, or ice if you will, and I've bought a watermelon for them too, so they love a watermelon. 3 days, I think it's like 42, 43, and I think Friday is 44 is the worst of it. 3 consecutive days like that, it's pretty nasty, and it doesn't take much. Like I know Friday it's supposed to get quite windy. It doesn't take much for a fire to start. Unlikely situation that there's going to actually be a fire. I'm sure there will be fires today, but the CFA in the area, and all across Australia for that matter, like they're onto it, they know what they're doing. It is school holidays, so there are lots of people around that wouldn't usually be used to the area. Like you're hoping that people aren't having like a campfire, and you're hoping that people aren't, you know, using fireworks or throwing ciggy butts away or anything like that, but I would say that probably elevates the risk by like 30%. That's the plan for the next 3 days. Grab yourself an icy pole, sit down on the couch, and I hope you enjoy. First things first, we'll let the chickies out. Jeez, everybody's sleeping in this morning. Come on, girls. Hello.
Look, the fat man's back.
You're the only sensible one who's not broody, huh? Good for you. Yes, bok, bok, bok. We'll crack the top here. Hello.
Hello, fat man.
Hello. Well, that number doesn't make sense.
Leave us alone.
What's going on here? 1, 2. Why is there only 3 chickens? Oh my goodness. What are you doing out there? Who left this open? Did you sleep out there last night? You good? You're a bit shook. Come and have some bread. So what I'm going to do is, this is set to go off every 48 hours, like drip feed to all the beds. And it runs for 15 minutes every 48 hours. So I'm going to pretty much give it an additional one this morning, just to take the edge off. The bees, I think, know where they get their water from. Obviously they know where they can get their water from now, but on a day like this, we'll just give them a bit extra. Hello, buddy. You're a big handsome fella. Or that might be a juvenile male because its throat is orange. And I think the males eventually get a full red throat, I think. Hey, buddy. Sit. Good. All right, we're going to nip down to the dam and fill up the elevated tanks before it gets too hot, and we'll take Fancy Man down for a dip. Hey, how's that sound? Pretty good? Tandy, wait. Hey, come on. Whoop, 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 whoop. And there's a kangaroo over there. Oh, bloody hell. There's a red-bellied black snake right there. This is why you gotta mind your steps. He's a decent size too. Hey buddy, don't mind me. I just want to keep him, make sure he doesn't go anywhere near that snake. So I'm just trying to keep an eye on him. I'm gonna fill the pump up here, but I'm also just gonna make sure he stays right here. Tandy, come here mate, come on. Stay, down, stay. So you probably can't see the colouring from here, but this has a beautiful red belly. You can see it a bit better from here. Now red bellies, you know, red bellies, they're venomous, but they very rarely bite people or animals. They're pretty territorial, but they're mostly territorial with other snakes. So we've been seeing red bellies around. They do deter more venomous, more dangerous snakes, and you're very unlikely to be bitten by one. So we try to sort of just let them be, and we've shooed them away from the house, and we haven't seen them at the house for a long time, but we have seen them out here and over near the creek. I reckon it's recently had a feed because its belly looks pretty swollen. Okay, I guess it lives there. It just completely vanished. Completely vanished. Wow. Good girl. Chook, 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 chooks. They love a bit of watermelon. It's nice and cool, cools them down, and plenty of liquid in them. It's honestly their favourite treat is watermelon. Well, it's 10 AM and I think I've done all the stuff that I needed to do in preparation for the heat. All the animals have plenty of water. The raised tanks are full. The vegetables and plants are all watered. The chickens are pretty well set up. I think by midday it's going to be 39. So I'll run around now and just check anything else, but I think I'm pretty well sorted. So it's about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and I got the warning a couple hours ago. That's about 20 k's from us. Right now the wind is heading that direction. I can feel it on my back, but that's not good. So it's all pretty flat grassland from here all the way to where that fire is. But then on the other side of that, there are some hills. I don't know if you can make out the hill sort of in the background, but there are some small ranges there. But and it's right next to a town where that fire is, right next to the town. Tandy. Tandy, yeah. Oh, he's just a baby. Little baby ringtail possum. My goodness, you cute little bastard.
Hello, my baby. Hello, gorgeous.
So that's the first day. It's still 40 degrees now. It's 7:45. There's a fire behind us, about 20 kilometers away. There's a pretty serious fire. The wind is going to change overnight, so it's been heading southeasterly, but the wind's going to change direction at about 1 o'clock this morning, and it is going to then be coming our direction. So we'll just be keeping an eye on that. All the chickens have all been checked and everything. All the animals have been checked. The water supply, everything's good. I expected it to be hot, What are you doing?
Checking the horses.
I expected it to be hot, and it was obviously, and I expected there to be fires, but I didn't expect there to be one so close. We even had a fire at the end of our street that they got onto pretty quickly. Like, it turned into nothing really, but it was literally at the end of our road. Touch wood, the weather changed tomorrow. Like, we've got 2 more days where it's going to be even worse. So we really don't know what to expect. I think it's going to, I honestly think it'll only get worse from here. So we'll see you in the morning, I suppose. Good morning. Not the best night's sleep, that's for sure. You can see behind me, the fire's still going. The direction sort of changed a little bit now. The wind direction sort of going this way. It was going that way when we went to bed. It was at my back. But as I'm standing here now, like, I can feel, it feels like it's changed. It's literally blowing pretty much directly into my face. But it was supposed to change like that like when I went to bed last night. All of this, like, I tried to take photos with it on my phone and stuff, but it just couldn't pick it up. I'll show it, but it doesn't pick it up. But this was, you could see the whole fire. There is a mountain range over here, and it was all on fire. It was all glowing. There were helicopters everywhere. There's a massive smoke plume going across here. So when I went to bed at like 10 o'clock or whatever it was, I was like, wow, that's not good. And then the wind was supposed to change at about 3 a.m. And anyway, Sarah like kicked me at 3 a.m. was like, I can see the fire. And I was like, oh shit. I like woke up and you could immediately smell smoke. Like, the house was full of smoke. Because the direction of the wind had changed. It was pushing all the smoke towards us. So the house stunk of smoke. The first thing I could see when I opened my eyes and looked out the window was I could just see in the distance was all red, like you could see the fire. And then on the Vic Emergency app, they'd changed the like zone. So there's a freeway there. It started on the opposite side of the freeway to us, and it had jumped the freeway when the wind changed. So we got pretty worried about it then. But also, like, tomorrow, Friday, is rated as catastrophic now with strong northerly winds. So worst case scenario, pretty much, because we literally have a fire 20 kilometers away from us. So catastrophic weather conditions with strong winds, wind direction change, heads this direction. Worst, could be catastrophic. So coffee, check the Vic app. Yeah, and hope for the best. The horses seem unfazed by it all though. First we're going to pop down to the dam again and fill the elevated tanks again, just in case. Like, they're obviously pretty full right now, but we're just going to refill them to maximum capacity before it gets too hot. I'm also walking down here instead of taking the quad bike, just to be on the safe side, and I'll wait down there while it's filling, just because obviously the generator can get hot too. So I'll pick up the horse float at 10 just to have it here. This might be a mistake, I don't know, but I am going to pour some water also on the exhaust of the generator. It might be a bad idea, but I just don't want to leave it with any heat in it at all. Alright, wind's picking up. We've got the horse float. I've grabbed a bunch of extra stuff from yesterday. I've gone through the stuff I did yesterday again, like the chickens have got water and food and watermelon. I've watered the orchard, I've watered the vegetable garden. We've topped up the dam tanks. We've done all the things we did yesterday again, and we've also just stepped it up. We've packed a go bag just with a bit of kit, clothes and whatnot, a bit of pet food. We've got the animal carriers, the cat carriers out, so we can just sling the cats in the carriers if we have to leave quickly. We've got the sprinklers sitting outside, ready to go if need be. Pulled the swag out just in case we do have to leave and we have to like crash somewhere. And I suppose I'll put a little bit of food in there too. As it stands, the fire is still obviously raging over there. The wind direction's still on our side, but better to be safe than sorry and just have this stuff ready to go. When the fire started yesterday, it went from bad to worse within an hour. Like, it doesn't take long, and it's windier today. Today, we've stepped it up, we've done some extra stuff, we're extra prepared, and we're just gonna see what the rest of the day brings. These bloody cows are the worst. They keep coming in and they spook the chickens away from their own food. Go on. I buggered up. When I was watering the orchard this morning, I threw the hose back over the fence and I didn't turn it off. That is the dam water that I filled up this morning. I don't know how I bloody managed that. It's way too hot to run the pump again. I can't believe I left that on. How many hours? It's 12 o'clock. I think maybe 8 o'clock is when I was doing that. It's been running for like 3 to 4 hours. That's so dumb. That's so dumb. I'm just gonna have to keep an extra eye on the troughs. If this does run out, I can fill up buckets from the house water and manually fill up their trough if it happens to run out before tomorrow, but that was really dumb. The power's gone out. It's 1 o'clock. I don't think it will come back on for a while.
Catastrophic means catastrophic. We are talking tomorrow of uncontrollable, unpredictable bushfires with a real risk of loss of life and property. Tomorrow is a very, very dire bushfire day in the state of Victoria. It will generate its own thunderstorm and potential for dry lightning ahead of the main fire front. The reality is, with the conditions that we do have, the Longwood fire will not be contained today.
It's 1:15. I've just checked the thermometer on the front of the house and it says about 45, 46. It feels like it. The wind is starting to become a genuine concern. It's still going this direction, which is good for us at least. I know it maybe is a bit weird when I keep saying it's good, the wind direction. It's getting pushed towards other people. What can you say? Let's just hope for no wind at all. I'm just popping out to the front of the property to see what the fire looks like in the distance. It's a pretty big hazy cloud. It doesn't look good. I've obviously been putting I put an overlay of what they're talking about in Victoria at the moment about tomorrow being such a catastrophic fire danger day. It's going from bad to worse very, very quickly. I would be worried and concerned already, but I'm so much more worried and concerned when I come out to the front gate and see this on our doorstep. I mean, the CFA and everybody are out there doing everything they can, but like, how much can you do on a day like today and a day like tomorrow? Like, how can you contain it? That's not good. Our local town, our closest town that's about 10 minutes away, where we do all our shopping, they've been given the leave immediately warning from the Vic safety app or whatever it is. They're in like the red zone now, so they're 10 minutes down the road. So Sarah's about 20 minutes away. I'm gonna hook up my gardening trailer to my ute. She's gonna hook up the horse float to her ute, and we're just going to get, that's the applicant buzzing at me. We're going to get everything in order because there's a good chance if they're in the red now, we'll probably be in the red at some point tonight. So we're getting prepared to pack it up and bail, I guess. That's the end of day 2. It's actually quite calm now. It's even been spitting a bit of rain, like something about when there are bad fires like this, they're predicting like lightning storms and stuff, so you do get a bit of rain, which is strange, but it's nice. Like it's hot still, it's really hot. The power's still out, but it's nicer than it has been all day.
It's swung around to a southerly, so
yeah,
there's a bit of cool air coming through now, which is probably contributing to the rain.
It's predicted that overnight it is going to be a southerly, and like we're walking out the driveway now, you can feel it coming towards us, and it won't show up on the GoPro. I'll have to show other footage, but you can see the smoke. I'll come out later and try and get it when it's dark too.
Some of the wildlife is definitely feeling the heat today on day 2. We've seen stressed cockatoos and choofs, and the cats are open mouth breathing.
Yeah,
and
the cats are not happy.
We just found a possum behind the water tank that is definitely having a hard time. So we've shut him up with some fruit and some water, and we'll release him once it cools down and it's dark.
Tomorrow
is the catastrophic day.
Is the catastrophic day, the worst rated day. And currently they're saying the weather is going to be, you know, you can, I guess, like on our side, but it's going to be bad. Apparently it's going to be pretty bad. So there's people on the other side of the freeway that are going to get hammered pretty bad, I'd say. So you know, it feels strange to say hopefully, but I mean, hopefully there's just not much wind. But as it stands, if the weather's correct, it should keep it away from where we are. The town where we do our grocery shopping, that's about 8 minutes from here. It is on the border of a red zone, but it has been told to evacuate. It has been told to leave. So we'll be keeping an eye on that too. Like, it's still a distance away, but it is, like, if somebody asked us where we live, I would say that town.
So just a lot of keeping an eye on stuff for now, for us. But yeah, we'll see what tomorrow brings.
He looks sufficiently shook. Maybe we just leave him here and he can exit of his own accord. We're going to quickly pop into town this morning. It's like 7:30. Going to grab some batteries for the radio. The reception's real bad at the moment. Our actual, like, the power's just come back on this morning, but the modem is not actually giving us any internet, and our phone reception's barely working at all. So we're just going to get some batteries so we can use the radio. Boys,
just packing up the temporary electric fence, and I'll grab the pigtails that we have set up for this to make this big paddock smaller, and they'll all go in the back of the ute as the horses' version of go bags in case we need to evacuate them, so we can set up temporary fencing for them.
I'm just filling up this 100-litre sprayer that we usually use for like putting fertilizer and stuff down, just in case like we get embers coming over that start little grass fires in the paddocks. We can burst out in this with towels, wet the towels, beat the grass fire out, just for little ones, you know, for that sort of a situation.
Just adding some salt to the horses' feeds this morning on day 3 of the heat wave, just because help them with their increased sweating, and they won't have cooled down overnight. So electrolyte disbalance is like 95% of heat stroke or heat stress. And then just their normal vitamins and minerals on top of that.
Is that good? Oh, yum yum.
So gorgeous.
How are you dealing with the heat? Not so good?
You sunburnt your little schnoz. You need to put sunscreen on your little pink bit.
It's a mess in there, bud.
Hot?
Hot. Oh, it's pretty hot out here, Cam. Oh, just trying to stay cool. I've been flipping around in the water.
Last thing he wants when he's this hot is you bloody rubbing his gob. Just coming out to do a like 20-minute or so emergency Vic app check, just to be on the safe side, because we haven't there's no reception at the house for some reason, and the NBN's down, so the only spot we seem to get any is when we walk out the front driveway, so we're just checking it in case something changes. Alright, we're going to give the horses a little bit of a sponge bath, try and keep them cool. Yeah.
Hot sausages?
I'll take some of that. That is good, isn't it? Ooh, what a sensation. Ooh.
You're so smart, Nanny. You
Yes.
know what's good for you.
What was in that?
Just water.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, baby. Oh. Woohoo! Careful of your beak. Oh, it's nice, isn't it? So, our local sort of town that we do our groceries in, they've better to like be prepared to go warning. It's 7:30 p.m. now, and they've just been told to swapped over to red and to leave. So we're still outside of that area, but we're pretty much on the line of it. So we're filling up some lucerne bags for the horses in the horse float in case we get told we have to dip out too.
Rating today, which is why the CFA has also declared a statewide total fire ban up until midnight this evening. These are particularly centred around the fires at Walwa, Longwood, Wonnangatta and Ravenswood. As a consequence of the impacts of the fires yesterday, we anticipate that as at this morning there is well over 300,000 hectares of land has been burnt out, and that as at this morning too there's around 38,000 households and businesses that continue to be without power.
Saturday morning, 9 o'clock, I'm bringing the horse float, returning the horse float. Bit of a nutty night. The fire didn't come through to us, which is good. I didn't record anything really last night because I was waiting to see what we were going to do. The line that they had drawn for like where you need to stay and you need to leave immediately was pretty close to our property. But we were waiting to see if they were going to change our area that we were in, to like orange, and then if it went to orange, we'd be like, okay, there's a chance it might turn to red, and then we will have to leave. But we were literally, on the border of it saying time to go. We felt confident, we felt good, we didn't feel like we were going to be under any real threat as long as the wind wasn't strong and the wind didn't change direction too much, because although the fire started like so close to where we live, like just down the road from where we live, it's the whole couple of days it's been heading the opposite direction because of the wind. The wind was still in our favor, so we're like, we feel confident that we're going to be all right. Anyway, I think it was about 11 o'clock, Chip, our cat, had a massive either stroke or seizure. He was completely out, like in a seizure or a stroke, tongue hanging out, eyes bulging and completely dilated, tongue lolling, couldn't control bowels or anything. And we've had 3 days of so hot and it's been smoky, and all the animals have been battling. Then we just had to decide, what are we going to do now? Because we have all the other animals here, we have everything ready to go. So we're making these decisions on the fly. We're like, we've already decided that we're going to be here because we've crunched the numbers, we've looked at the wind, we've looked at everything. Percentage-wise, we found that it was still really unlikely that the fire was going to come towards us. So we're like, this is a decision we've already made, so we shouldn't have to second guess ourselves. We assumed it was safe already. Nothing has changed. Let's go and do this as quick as possible. Take him to the vet to have him checked. And, you know, probably we were thinking he was going to be euthanized. We jumped in the car, we flew in the dark down to the the emergency vet in the smoke and everything. A lot of traffic on the road because the town was being evacuated. Get to the vet, lovely vet. Have a look at him. He starts to calm down. They basically say, like, you can leave him here and we can monitor him, but we're technically not open, so he will be by himself this whole time for overnight. We can't do anything if he has another seizure. If something goes wrong, no one will be here to euthanize him. He will just be here by himself. Take him home, come back tomorrow, see how he's going, assess everything. We jump in the car, we fly back home. Nothing's changed, which is what we thought would be the case, so that was good. We felt like we made the right decision at the end of the day. Like, I know it's a bit silly, like, we love our cat so much, like, he is a kid to us, but it pales, I understand, in comparison to people that have lost absolutely everything. Houses that they've had for generations, livestock, food for animals, houses, sheds, fences, infrastructure, life. So it's not lost on us that we are incredibly lucky. It's been how it's been. So we will continue to, you know, as I say, monitor the situation, and hopefully the worst of it is behind us and everyone. And what else can I say? So